as we wait for Irene to join us, my name is Desire, and I am here on behalf of Incredible Sports Hub.
Irene Blick, Leila Blick Mayanja, and I'm both a hockey player and a rally driver, and I'm a nutritionist and very passionate about sports nutrition.
Okay.
So I guess that is why we're here today.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, welcome to Incredible Sports Hub, and thank you for sparing some time to come out here and discuss with us, share with us the knowledge of sports nutrition. We really appreciate. And yeah, we shall go straight to a discussion. Basically, I think you could briefly take us through what nutrition is, what are the benefits, and yeah, we can kickstart from there.
I think a lot of us at least know the basic nutrition that I think learned in primary school about eating balanced diet. And that is basic. You have to eat all the food groups, which are carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and fats. So nutrition is when you eat food, and the nutrients that you take in are used to help the body function better, help the body grow, build muscle, repair tissues if there's any damage, and a lot of that. So we eat food to make sure that our bodies are working properly. A lot of the benefits of health nutrition are you have good weight management, perform better in sports. There are diseases that are related to nutrition like obesity and diabetes, hypertension. So with proper nutrition, you can manage these. And then, of course, with proper food, proper nutrition, you eat the right foods, you get stronger bones, you build more muscle, you increase your immunity, and even there's what they call brain food, so it also improves your brain function. Why the athlete really needs good nutrition? Mainly because when you're an athlete, you use more energy, your muscles work harder, and there's more wear and tear. So you need better nutrition than a person who's sedentary. You need to make sure that you take in with exercise, you have say tissue damage. So you need to take in increased more proteins to make sure that is able to be repaired, and you're able to function better.
You are still telling us why it's important for the athletes, why the sports nutrition and all that is important for athletes.
Well, as I said, athletes need more nutrients than a normal sedentary person, a person who sits on a computer, mainly because you work your body a lot more than that person. So there is more wear and tear, and then also to work to be able to get the energy that you need to play, to concentrate in your games and everything. You still need some extra. So for more intense activity, when athletes take part in an activity, they sweat a lot, and through sweat you lose electrolytes, you lose your minerals that we normally take in with food. So you need these replaced to have proper body function. Also, as I said, there's wear and tear of muscles, and so you need to take in more protein than a normal person so that you have repair and you're able to function the same or even better the next day. I wanted to give an example of a sedentary person who only needs like 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein. But an athlete needs about 1.2 to 1.4 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein. So if you don't take enough, then you'll become emaciated. I don't know if you've seen athletes It's mainly athlete. It works a lot with athletes that you see that most times they are very skinny and small and have even barely much muscle, mainly because they don't eat enough protein. So for you to function even better, you have to top up and build up the nutrients that you require. I had a picture, but I technology. I think you should do one of these things where they teach some of us how to use these things and be able to present better.
Yeah, we shall work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. As you are talking about that, that brought a question to me. Could you like give us some nutrition guidelines for us, the sports performers, like us who are into performing sports, who are active? Because you've talked about the tear and wear, you've talked about having enough protein. So I don't know if you could give us some guidelines on how to do this and.
Sports, a lot of our sports require a lot of energy and endurance and strength to be able to have good performance. So as usual, which is like standard, you have to have a balanced diet. You have to have all the food groups. I know sometimes they say things like fats are not good for you and stuff like that, but there are some nutrients that require you to eat fats for them to be taken in and used by the body. So for a balanced meal or for an athlete, you need high carbohydrates so that you have energy to be able to have endurance and strength during your activities. Then you need proteins to build and repair and replace muscles and tissue that has torn or worn out through activity. Then of course you need vitamins and minerals, and these ones help a lot with, this is where the brain food comes from vitamins and minerals. Also, you need the vitamins and minerals to aid, they work together with the proteins so that you have the muscle repair and also with bone strength, you need vitamins and minerals. And then, as I said, you also need some fat. So we recommend you eat not too much fat, a little fat, but healthy fat. And a lot of that you get from plant foods like avocado, olive oil, sunflower oil. So some of this fat is good for you, because if you don't take it in, then some of the nutrients you take in won't work. So fat is also part of your balanced diet. You need a bit of sodium before you go for and your exercise or your game, let me say, because it helps prevent dehydration. Also, a source of energy, as I said, you need high carbohydrates, and you need energy to be able to perform better in your games and activities. A good source of energy, or the primary source of energy, is carbohydrates. And carbohydrate foods are rice, posho, potatoes. Those are carbohydrate foods. Then still, energy is also got from fats. It's another source of energy. Proteins, if you take extra proteins, that and the body decides that this is enough for me and I have enough to repair my muscles, to do all the functions that I need to function, the rest is turned to either fat or used as energy. So also, before an event, it will be better before an event to eat like 3 or 4 hours before an event, before a game, before serious activity, so that you allow the meal to be digested and therefore be available for the muscles and during your exercise. And then also, sometimes you might not be able to have the 3 hours time to have the 3 hours to eat a meal. So if really you didn't have that chance to do it, just before a game, maybe an hour, 30 minutes before a game, you can also have a light meal, so long as you eat something that is easily digestible. Like the game, you have to hydrate. During the game, you have to hydrate nearly every 15 to 20 minutes for you to have the strength and endurance to go through the whole game. Also hydrate like the day before so that your body is ready, but even just in case you don't get a chance to drink before you go for the game. Another thing that you can that can help, because during running, during the games, you sweat a lot and lose a lot of electrolytes and minerals that your body needs to function, so you need to replace these. And one way you can do this is drink energy drinks. They have, they're made exactly for that purpose, to replace the losses that you've had during events. Alcohol and sports don't.
Uh, mm, um,
Pardon? I didn't hear.
uh, sorry, you were kind of going on and off, but I'm getting you clearly now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm. So
Yeah.
I gave the guidelines and mm, you had a question?
No, I was. You talked
Did you have a
about
question?
energy.
Oh,
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
yeah.
Yeah, you talked about energy drinks. Yeah, you said it's their purpose, but at times I hear they're not recommended. Like those that they have some, I don't know what they
Some
call them,
have,
like elements, caffeine and all
yeah,
that. So I don't know.
some have things like that, that caffeine and stuff, which most cases we wouldn't recommend, but there are times when you really need it, because they are specifically made for the purpose of drinking like 30 minutes after, so that you replace those electrolytes. It would be good if we could do, I guess you would be able to, if you had the knowledge and you make your own replacements.
Okay.
But it is part of hydration, and it is good, but it's not the best. It's better you drink water and then eat the right foods. You still eventually recover. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not a must to drink the energy drinks.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Please continue. It was just something I wanted to know.
Yeah. I wanted to give an example of what an athlete would. Okay, an athlete an athlete should think about their body as a car. Yeah. If your fuel tank is empty, you can't go anywhere. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
better you fill up, and that is how that's the same principle of how you use your body, as in you have to fill up for you to perform better.
Yeah.
So have a balanced diet, have breakfast, have lunch, have make sure you hydrate, have dinner. A lot of athletes shouldn't really put on a lot of weight. So we do a lot of, like now COVID, we haven't been able to do hockey and run around, especially me.
Yeah.
So I've gained a bit of weight. And a lot of times a lot of people follow diets and things like that. But with diets, they don't really balance your meals. So I've heard of protein diet where you only eat protein, so you don't get the carbohydrates which you need to fun. As in, you need that for energy. So I'd
Yeah.
encourage everybody to have a balanced diet. Even if you're dieting, the best way to lose weight is to eat less of a balanced diet and exercise more.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, you've talked about diet and all that, and I don't know. You could do some meal carbohydrate. So in which portions? Like I don't know if you could elaborate more on that.
Well, in layman's terms, okay, what I would call household measures where you don't have to go on a scale. Well, in layman's terms, okay, what I would call household measures where you don't have to go on a scale and weigh how much you have to, how much carbohydrates you have to use. There's a way that I would recommend as a household measure is when you get your plate, you divide it into a half, and that half would be vegetables and fruits, and then divide the other half into two quarters. Sorry, divide the other half into two quarters, where one quarter is protein. Am I off?
Yeah,
Can you hear
we
me?
stopped like, yeah, now I can hear you. But you were talking about the other half, dividing it into quarters. That's where you we stopped like, yeah, now I can hear you. But you were talking about the other half, dividing it into quarters. That's where you kind of got lost.
Yeah. So you divide the plate into half. The one half is fruits and vegetables. Then the second half, divide it into half again so that you get two quarters. One quarter is carbohydrates and one quarter is protein. So that is the normal meal for a normal person, be it a child, an adult, an old person. We all need this in these proportions. You'll be able to get all the nutrition you need to be able to function properly, to be able to perform even properly in sports. However, as I said, as sports people, we need a little extra of some things. So for sports activities, for like off season, like now, do the plate method that we have given you, half, quarter, and quarter. Yeah. For a normal like off season.
Yeah.
Got this one.
Yeah, I can get you.
Yeah, for off season. But however, there's if you're training a bit more, like moderate training, you're not in a game, but you're training for something, then the proportions have to change. I wish I could pick this and put it there for you to see the way, because it's very hard for me to explain. But this one, it still use the plate method, and 3/4 of it will be, no, 1/3 of it will be vegetables and fruits. Another third would be carbohydrates, and then a quarter. Okay, let's call it roughage. You decrease the amount of roughage a little bit, and then increase the carbohydrates a little bit, so that you can be able to get the energy to be able to sustain you through training. So, and then when it comes to really like getting to the game, the day of the game, or carbohydrates a little bit, so that you can be able to get the energy to be able to sustain you through training. So, and then when it comes to really like getting to the game, the day of the game or something, this time I'm talking about hockey.
Yeah.
This time the plate completely changes again. Half of it will be carbohydrates instead of the roughage, the vegetables and the fruits. And then 1/4 is vegetable and fruits, and the other quarter is protein. And then on the side, of course, constantly you have to be hydrating. I'm going to find a way of posting these plates on the forum so that everybody can see this and can refer to this later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
The
also share
explanation.
them here on the page. I'll share them here on the
Okay.
page. They can always get them.
Okay, great. That would be great. That would be very good. Definitely, you have to hydrate before the game so that you have enough to sustain you a bit. But make sure, as in the game, you can hydrate every 15 to 20 minutes. Kian, hurry up. Kian, run. My power is going to get off. You're spoiling my things. Hydrate before the game so that you have enough to sustain you a bit. But make sure, as in the game, you can hydrate every 15 to 20 minutes. Oh, yeah. because dehydration is a very bad. Thank you,
You're good to go?
Lord. Yeah. So
Okay.
after
You're good to go?
yeah. So
Okay.
after fried chicken, fried chips, there are ways of cooking these foods without oil, without that fat that is not healthy for us. Um, though it is recommended that you take in some fat, but try and make sure that it is the healthy fat. As I said, the healthy fat is like avocado. Stress, eat a balanced diet. Make sure you eat a balanced diet. So you have the carbohydrates, the protein for repair, the minerals which help the proteins work together hand in hand to make sure that body recovers and you're able to perform even to the next day. So I stress, please eat balanced diet. The
Mm.
plate method is the best method to use, and definitely rehydrate all the time. Another thing would be to minimize fats, minimize fried foods, fried chicken, fried chips. There are ways of cooking these foods without oil, without that fat that is not healthy for us. Um, though it is recommended that you take in some fat, but try and make sure that it is the healthy fat. As I said, the healthy fat is like avocado, fat that you get from groundnuts when you eat groundnuts, olive oil, sunflower oil. So as much as possible, use that healthy fat to do your cooking and eat.
Okay. Yeah,
And yeah.
sounds interesting. Could you like briefly tell us like about the recovery diet? Often we get injuries and yeah, we are off spot and we're trying to recover. Either you have like a strain, a sprain, or you've dislocated a limb, like a leg or an arm. So, what's your take on the recovery diet?
Um, I can tell you that some of these injuries we get from eating poor food, from eating food that is not balanced. As I say, a lot of these minerals, especially the minerals, we need them to have strong bones. We need them to have the muscles working properly. Yeah. So if you don't eat those things, that is where you get the muscle cramps, things like that that put you off your game. So as I was saying, that is where you need make sure that you have a balanced diet. That plate will definitely it is the simplest way I can tell somebody to make sure that they have a balanced diet using that plate method. A lot of the injuries uh, you definitely need protein for the repairs and stuff like that. And when you're off season, you decrease on the carbohydrates because if you eat extra carbohydrates, which you don't need, they're going to be stored as fat. And then there are things that you can eat, like beetroot. Beetroot is a good
Okay.
antioxidant. So foods that have antioxidants, a good example is beetroot. You can add it in juice, you can cook it and eat it. It it helps the recovery, it helps you recover even faster. I can also I can it's kind of like a big topic. I can put something together and give it to you and you post it on the recovery process. But of
Okay.
course you've lost a lot, you are sweating, you lost a lot of electrolytes and things like that. All those need to be replaced. Apart from the energy drink, if you not for that, um, apart from water, then make sure that the foods that you eat have all these so a lot of when you're recovering, a lot of fruits and vegetables to give you those minerals. And then of course a lot of vegetables have carbohydrate and proteins, and you might end up having enough if you eat vegetables and fruits and enough to recover your
Yeah. Okay.
carbohydrate, your energy losses and your protein. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, and
So
I look forward to that, and I'll be sharing
mm,
once you share with me about recovery.
yeah.
Away from the sports nutrition, could we just kindly take us through like nutrition for children. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, at Incredibles we deal more with the sports kids and all that. And
Sports kids.
what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I would
Well,
love you to take us through basically the nutrition of
well,
kids and what you would recommend.
active children also, practically like active adults, need a balanced diet. That's the only way you get all that, the child will get all the nutrition that they need to function properly. Children are growing, so you can't have shortcuts. You need to have the carbohydrates so they have the energy, and even the body has the energy to do what it's supposed to do. To grow, the body needs energy. The brain to work, the brain needs energy to work. Yeah.
Yeah,
So children need the same thing. They need carbohydrates so that they have energy. They need proteins so that their muscles grow, their tissues develop. We need proteins for blood cells and things like that. So for a balance, that make sure all use the plate method, because you can't use the same plate for the adult as is the child's plate is definitely smaller, but in the same
mm,
proportions. Half the plate fruits and vegetables. I know this is very hard. It's very hard because to get children to eat, especially vegetables. It's easy for
yeah,
them to eat the watermelon and the pineapple, but the dodo and biringanya, those are very hard for the children to eat. But you see, those are what the children need. And I'm sure if a child wants to play tennis or something, you can convince them or make it, you want to play, eat your vegetables. That's a way to do it. One way to do it. Or you tell them you
mm,
want to win, eat your vegetables. As in, you have to find a way of convincing them to eat the vegetables. So you'd also do half the plate fruits and vegetables, quarter plate carbohydrates, that's the rice, the posho, the potatoes, cassava, bread, and then half quarter the plate proteins. That's the meat,
mm,
fish, chicken, egg, groundnuts. And
yeah,
another thing, children also need high calcium because their bones are still growing. So they need
yeah,
to load up on calcium. So they need to do the milk, the yogurt, the cheese. And you'll see that in the plate, there isn't much of that. It's like for an adult or an active person, it's kind of like on the side. Yeah, it's a small bit. You need it because you need the calcium. Yeah, but you don't need too much. But for a child, they need to be drinking their milk, to be eating their yogurt, eat cheese because they are still growing and they need that calcium from the milk. And children that don't take milk, you can supplement. Even adults, because a lot of our foods these days are affected by pesticides, by things. So you might be thinking that I'm eating the dodo and think that you're getting everything, but because it was sprayed, it might be lacking in the nutrient that you need. So pesticides, so you still won't be getting the nutrients that you need. You might, eat your greens and stuff and then find that you're anemic, so you're not getting enough iron. So you supplement. So adults and children can supplement. Um, Another, yeah, each children can supplement. Um, Another, yeah, issue as I was saying was children need high calcium and high iron. Those are some of the things they really need to be able to grow as well as be able to participate in sports. And I think we can also use the same basic plate method that I've given you, that when they're training, they increase the carbohydrate and decrease the roughage. Then when they're playing a game on that day, it's not an everyday thing. So on that day that they have a game, you do half carbohydrates, half the plate carbohydrates, quarter protein and quarter roughage. And then the next day you go back to the normal half vegetables and fruits, quarter carbohydrates and quarter protein. They also need to hydrate a lot. They have to drink, you have to make sure that your child has a water bottle so that they can go and fill up when the water bottle is finished. That hydration will help you perform better, because then you don't get tired. I even recommend that whenever you get thirsty, just drink water. You don't have to overdo it, because we always get we get issues of stitch and stuff like that. But at least drink some water to take away a bit the thirst, and know that you've hydrated, and I encourage that for the children as well. I don't think sports drinks are a very good idea, because they are not even a good idea for us, the grown-ups. However, some children find it hard drinking water. So one way you can counter that is by making flavored water. So you put a little passion fruit in the juice, but make it dilute, so it's more water than the juice. So just flavoring the juice so that they can drink it as water. What else did I think about? Yeah, I think that's it. They still have to have a balanced diet. Yeah, make sure they have all that, but load up on calcium. Children have to have calcium, definitely, and these minerals, iron, and all that. Small minerals that are not very obvious, but they are there in the vegetables, and they also are needed when building muscle, replacing and repairing torn muscles and things like that. So they need a balanced diet to make sure that they have enough energy, and then also to prevent injury and things like that.
Okay. You talked about supplements, and usually it's a hard one when you talk about food supplements and children. Is it really recommended for them to take the supplements?
I think these days, and we have a lot of, especially here in Kampala, we have a lot of in the towns and stuff, we have a lot of junk food. Yeah, children love junk food. It's very hard to get it off them, and a lot of that has little to no nutrition. It has, you can get the fats and what you can get fat from it, yeah, and you can get energy, but it's missing a lot of the nutrients that children like. It's very hard to get children to eat what is good for them. So instead of suffering, some people can't even access it. Maybe they can't afford it, or it's not available in their area. So you can supplement, and I think supplementation is done more on children than adults. So things, some calcium in lactose intolerant children have to take calcium. Things like iron to prevent anemia, and also to aid in muscle, in the workings of the muscles and the repairs and things like that. You need to take some supplements. So I would recommend a daily supplement, so long as it's something, because there's some supplements where you can't take every day, or you can't take more than usual, and they can turn out to be poisonous. A good one would be iron, is an example. You supplement only when you find that you need it. When you find that you have anemia, that you don't have enough iron, then you supplement. So you don't just go and say, I want to supplement, and you find out either from a doctor, a person who knows what this is about, and then you supplement. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Talk to a doctor first, who will say you can supplement with this and that. Some things like vitamin C, which is if you take too much vitamin C, it won't kill you. It will just go out with the water if it is too much. If whatever is not needed goes out with urine. It's a supplement. So child takes some of that, and their immunity increases. So however, most of the supplements, doctor's recommendation first. Yeah.
Okay, Irene, thank you so much for that submission. And as we conclude this session, I would love you to give us those things that we can't go without, like at least summarize for us the most important points, the take homes from today that we need to really engage. Yeah, I've taken up a lot, but I would ask you to please, as you conclude, to give us, yeah, like a summary of what we've been going through.
Every individual, child, adult, athlete needs a balanced diet. And the best way is to use what I would call household measures, which are easy for everybody to use, is the plate method. And they will find that at
And you're getting lost.
you have. Oh, I am, eh? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can.
So I was saying that different sports need of course you require more energy, so you take more energy, but in all of this, make sure you have a balanced diet. That balanced diet will make sure that you have all the nutrients you need for the body to function properly, for the muscles to work to the standard you want them to work, for for the repair after you've had the activity, so that you are able to perform the same or better the next day. So I would recommend a balanced diet for everybody. Very, very good hydration. Hydration will make sure that you really endure the whole game without getting tired. You just, whenever you get thirsty, drink. Make sure you're completely hydrated. And I know there's things like weight loss and things like that, and don't eat fats. However, as I said, there are healthy fats which you can eat, and you need to eat them because they are good for you. They are good. They make the nutrients that you eat work. Some nutrients that you eat, especially vitamins and minerals. Without fats, they won't work. So your muscles won't work. Your bones won't grow. So balanced diet and serious hydration. And I have given you a simple method to follow to maintain your weight, to make sure you perform better. Please use the plate method.
Yeah, yeah, that's a take home. I'm also going to start using it, and very soon you'll see results on page. I'll be something else. And
Hopefully.
yeah, yeah, thank you so much, Irene, for taking off some time to share with us about the sports nutrition. We really appreciate as Incredible Sports Hub that you've taken up some time. And yeah, this has been very important information that we didn't know yet we think we know. And I'll be glad to share on the different platforms, and I'll share those photos for the meal planning, the different portions. I'll share with the different platforms so that athletes are able to get this information, especially our hockey fraternity where we both compete. Watch out for me. I'm not going to be easy. Now I'm going to start on having proper meals. And yeah, thank you so much. And please start running around a little bit. I heard you complaining about weight, so start doing some exercise. Yeah, send greetings to
I will do that.
the children, to your husband.
Yeah, I will do that. And if there are any further questions that need clarification and everything, they can get me through you, or they
Okay,
can access my Facebook. Yeah,
yeah. Send
right.
greetings to your husband and children. You've not answered
Will
that
do.
one.
I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. They will be happy to hear that you sent them greetings.
Okay, Irene, have a blessed Sunday. Have a blessed
Thank you,
Sunday, and
and
hope to
you
see you
too.
around soon since
Yeah,
lockdown
you
has
too.
been lifted.
Yeah, deal. I'll be there. Thank you.
Okay, and to the FMU community, send our love. from hockey.
Will
We send our love to
will
FMU.
do. Will do.
Okay, bye.
I'll do. Bye.
Insightful discussion and as well as children nutrition. And I hope all of you have picked up something from here. And even though you're not like very active in sport, you can pick a few just to help you maintain your weight and stay active and maintain your weight and stay active and stay fit and stay in shape using some of the points she has mentioned. And I hope you're all well. I encourage all of you to follow our different social media platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we're here on Facebook. So please like, follow, yeah, do the needful, invite friends to like, yeah, share our posts, and very soon is like, follow, yeah, do the needful, invite friends to like, yeah, share our posts, and very soon we shall be back on pitch and we shall be sharing more of those things on pitch. And I want to thank everyone who has been with us. We love you and stay safe, stay active, and be happy.